Hey, D.L. Hughley truly is a king of comedy. His unapologetic point of view has made him one of the most popular comics of TV, radio, and film. His brand new book is called, well, I Want You to Shut the Bleep Up. How the Audacity of Dopes is Ruining America. D.L. Hughley is here in the studio. Hello, D.L.
Hey,
Hughley.
girl, how you doing?
I'm
beautiful
good.
In that green
Thank
dress,
you, thank you very much. I'm thinking it's a very catchy title.
Right.
But did you have to go there? I'm thinking of all the titles you could have picked.
Sure.
Why that one?
Because that's what I say when I'm at home and I see somebody spouting off. Like when I watch TV, and I'm sure a lot of people do this, they go, why don't this dude just shut up? You know, and I think that, and plus I just wanted to see if I could get you to say it on national TV.
Yes, and you cannot.
See,
but see, you raise an interesting question that you sit and you look at TV and say, why don't they stop talking? But you also say there's a difference between disrespect and disagreement.
Sure.
So when you use language like shut the F up,
well, obviously that is...
That's not disrespect and disagreement.
No.
It sort of goes against what you want us to do.
Absolutely it doesn't. One is a conversation I've had with myself. It's the title of a book. When I'm having dialogue with somebody, I'm certainly respectful of their opinion. But if they go somewhere, I'm not uncomfortable going there too. I think that what tends to happen is that people feel so superior and so certain that they're right, so that therefore you must be wrong. And so they feel inclined to disrespect you because they feel on some level superior to you.
But at an early age, D.L., you said that from the time you stepped on the stage with a microphone, it for you was like breathing. It's sort of like the light showed up in your life.
Absolutely.
And you knew that you were at home on stage because why?
Because, you know, coming from where I came from, and I think that this is a typical story, I used to feel bad for the cats that used to have a lot of money and girls, and because I knew that I would do something, and I just waited for that call. And when I picked up the microphone, I instantly knew that this was what I had been waiting for my entire life, and it was deja vu. I think it saved my life. I'm in love with comedy. Because imagine if in some cultures, if someone saved your life, you're indebted to it forever, and I feel like to a large extent that's what comedy did. But
you were also told at an early age. Here you are in 5th grade in Mr. Boston's class. Right. Clearly, you were got in a little bit of trouble.
A little bit.
A little trouble.
My mother's falling out of her chair right now. A little bit.
But Mr. Boston, your teacher changed your life.
Yeah.
You said you learned how to learn because what did he say?
He said never be afraid. Like I was, you know how I think I had a typical experience where you were supposed to be seen and not heard, and you would always hear, "Don't just do as I say and not ask questions. Don't ask why." And that was kind of always drummed into my head because I was a bit of a smart mouth, and I was in the midst of, he was saying something, and I started to ask a question. I said, oh yeah, I'm not supposed to ask why. He said, no, always ask why.
Always ask why.
And I think that's probably the way I look at the world.
And you also pride yourself too on always telling the truth. And one of the truths you say in the book, I read it and I went, oh, he can't possibly mean this. What you said about bullying. You were bullied as a kid.
Yes.
And you believe that bullying is actually a good thing.
I don't believe it's a good thing. I think it's a thing that exists that you have to adjust to.
But you said it's not really a bad thing. Good things can come out of bullying, you said.
You remember...
And that's where you lost me.
Okay, well, you're a woman. I would imagine I would. But
that's where you lost me.
The poem Invictus, my head is bloody, but I am unbowed, that is about having a turmoil and standing through it. What the problem is that we don't learn that we can stand up for ourselves. Every person, whoever you are, is going to have a fight. Physical, emotional, you are going to have to get through something or someone, whether you want to or not. Women would like to have the world be a nice, genteel place. It isn't. It is a place where you have to lose to win. You have to understand who you are and what capacity you have, and nobody teaches you that like an adversary. When you're getting beat. And,
I mean, and you even take that into politics. You say, for instance, President Clinton could probably give good advice to President Barack Obama. How so?
He was defeated. He was a very young governor. He was defeated, came back and won again. Let me tell you something. It takes stones to get fired from your job and still come back to work the next day. Like he was impeached and act like nothing ever happened. And I think that he had to a greater or lesser degree been bullied and seen what kind of capacity he had. I think that President Obama, a good man, hasn't, when Joe Wilson called him a liar.
You lied during the State of the Union address.
I think that a person who had been bullied would have understood what that moment called for.
And what should he have done?
I think if the President of the United States had said, I am the duly elected President of the United States of America, you don't have to respect me, but you have to respect his office, remove him from this premises, it's a different presidency. I do. I believe that. I believe that bullies look for weaknesses, and they try to exploit them. And that president, his presidency became different then. They believe they had a point of attack.
You also you said you also credit your dad to some extent, even though you didn't have a good relationship with your dad.
He was my father, so
Yeah. He was your dad, but you said you didn't really have a close relationship with him.
It's hard to be close to a man that doesn't know how to be close to you, but he was a man I respected and do respect to a great.
And how did he influence you to become the father that you are today? You've got 3 children.
I love my son and my children, and I am more affectionate than he was. But I believe that he taught me, gave me the greatest lesson in the world: stand up for yourself and work harder than everybody else. And I think that there are certainly a lot more people that are more talented than me. I defy a person to be able to work hard.
Work hard. Well, you certainly do that. The name of your book, D.L. Hughley, I Want You to Shut the Beep Up, How the Audacity of Dopes is Ruining America. Very interesting. Very well done.
Thank you.
Very well done.
Thank
Thank
you.
you.